Imagine waking up each morning with the certainty that today you can become a better version of yourself than you were yesterday. Imagine understanding that greatness is not born in a single moment of triumph, but in the quiet, persistent choices we make every day. My friends, the path to improvement is not reserved for the extraordinary few. It is open to every one of us, here and now. Each day is a canvas, and your actions are the brush strokes that shape your destiny. But how do we harness the power of today to create a stronger, wiser, and more resilient self? How do we transform ordinary moments into steps of extraordinary progress? Today I want to share with you a formula, not a secret, but a practical way to rise, to grow, and to shine a little brighter with every passing day. This is a journey of self-discovery, discipline, and unwavering hope. A journey that will remind you that no matter where you start, improvement is within your grasp if only you choose to reach for it. Every day presents us with a choice. The choice to remain as we are, or the choice to grow, to become better, to step closer to the person we aspire to be. This choice, my friends, begins the moment we open our eyes each morning. It is a quiet decision, often overlooked, yet it holds the power to shape our destiny. Improvement is not a sudden transformation that happens overnight. It is a deliberate, persistent commitment that we make to ourselves day after day. It is the understanding that every small action, every thoughtful effort, every moment spent learning adds up to create extraordinary results over time. To commit to daily growth is to embrace a mindset that values progress over perfection. It is to recognize that small steps, when taken consistently, are more powerful than grand gestures taken sporadically. Perhaps today you read a few pages of a book. Perhaps you listen more attentively to someone, or perhaps you took a moment to reflect on your own thoughts and actions. Each of these moments, seemingly minor, is a building block in the foundation of a stronger, wiser, and more capable self. When we honor these small steps, we honor the potential within us, and we begin to understand that true growth is gradual but unstoppable. This commitment requires discipline, for there will be days when motivation wanes and the weight of challenges tempts us to abandon our efforts. Yet it is precisely on those days that our choice to grow matters the most. Choosing to act in spite of doubt, to persevere in the face of difficulty, is what transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement. Over time, the accumulation of these small, deliberate actions forms a pattern, a rhythm of improvement that carries us forward even when the path seems uncertain. It is also important to celebrate the progress we make, however modest it may appear. Gratitude for our own efforts fuels continued growth. By recognizing the value of each step, we cultivate a mindset of possibility and resilience. This awareness reminds us that improvement is not a distant goal to be reached at some undefined point in the future. It is a reality that we create moment by moment, choice by choice. So, let us embrace this commitment to daily growth with courage and determination. Let us take each day as an opportunity to learn, to act, to improve, and to inch closer to the best version of ourselves. Remember, it is not the magnitude of each individual action that defines us, but the consistency with which we strive to grow. By choosing to improve each day, we honor not only our potential, but also the promise of a brighter, stronger, and more fulfilled life. The journey may be long, but with steadfast dedication, every day becomes a step toward greatness. Every journey of improvement begins with a single, profound act, self-reflection. To grow, to evolve, to become the person we aspire to be, we must first pause and look inward. Each day offers us a moment, a quiet pause amidst the busyness of life, to examine our actions, our choices, and our thoughts. This practice is not one of judgment or self-criticism, but of honest understanding. It is a commitment to knowing ourselves deeply, recognizing both our strengths, which guide us forward, and our weaknesses, which reveal where we must focus our energy to improve. Self-reflection is the mirror through which we see our true potential. It allows us to pause and ask, did I act with integrity today? Did I speak with purpose? Did I learn from my mistakes? These questions are not meant to burden us, but to illuminate the path ahead. When we take time to reflect, we uncover patterns in our behavior, both those that serve us and those that hold us back. This awareness is invaluable because we cannot change what we do not see. Without reflection, we risk moving through life as a passenger rather than as the driver of our own journey. Honest self-assessment requires courage. It is easy to ignore our shortcomings or to excuse our missteps, but true growth demands that we face ourselves without fear. We must be willing to acknowledge where we have fallen short and where we have excelled, understanding that both are essential parts of our development. Our strengths provide the foundation on which we build, while our weaknesses are opportunities for transformation. Every flaw identified, every limitation recognized, is a chance to refine ourselves and become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Daily reflection also helps us connect with our purpose. When we take time to examine our thoughts and actions, we clarify our values and understand what truly matters to us. We learn to distinguish between fleeting distractions and meaningful pursuits, between actions that align with our goals and those that lead us astray. This clarity strengthens our decision-making and gives us the confidence to act with intention rather than react out of habit. Moreover, self-reflection fosters humility and gratitude. By acknowledging both our achievements and our areas for improvement, we cultivate a balanced perspective that celebrates progress while remaining aware of the work that still lies ahead. We recognize that growth is a lifelong process, one that requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. In the end, self-reflection is not a task but a daily practice, a commitment to look within, to understand oneself honestly, and to use that understanding to improve continuously. It is the foundation upon which all personal growth is built, and it is the compass that guides us toward the life we desire. Each day, by taking a few moments to pause, reflect, and assess ourselves, we take a meaningful step forward on the journey of becoming the best version of who we are meant to be. To improve ourselves each day, we must first understand the power of setting clear and achievable goals. Goals are not mere wishes or vague hopes. They are the compass that guides our actions, the blueprint that transforms intention into reality. Without clarity in what we aim to achieve, our efforts scatter like leaves in the wind, and progress becomes difficult to measure. But when we define our goals with precision and purpose, we create a roadmap that transforms each day into an opportunity for growth. The process begins by breaking down larger ambitions into smaller, manageable targets. A lofty dream, while inspiring, can feel overwhelming if we try to tackle it all at once. By dividing it into achievable steps, we make the journey approachable, giving ourselves tangible milestones to reach along the way. Each small target becomes a building block, a point of accomplishment that propels us forward. Over time, these daily victories accumulate, and what once seemed distant and unattainable becomes within reach. Clarity is essential in goal setting. We must ask ourselves, what exactly do I wish to achieve today, this week, or this month? How will I measure success? The more specific the goal, the more focused our efforts will be. For example, instead of saying, I want to improve my skills, we might say, I will dedicate 30 minutes today to practicing this skill, and track my progress. This specificity turns abstract intentions into concrete actions, and it is the consistency of these small actions that creates real improvement. Equally important is the idea of progress through repetition. Goals are not achieved in a single act, but through steady, consistent effort. Each day that we commit to our plan, no matter how small the action, we reinforce a habit of growth. It is not perfection that matters, it is the perseverance to take one more step, to try again, and to continue moving forward. The journey of improvement is not a sprint, but a marathon, where every measured step contributes to the ultimate achievement. Another key aspect of setting achievable goals is maintaining flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances may shift. Goals should serve as guidance, not as chains that restrict us. By adjusting our targets when needed, we continue to move forward without losing sight of our broader ambitions. This balance of structure and adaptability ensures that we remain committed, motivated, and resilient in the face of challenges. Finally, setting and pursuing daily goals instills a sense of purpose and direction in our lives. Each completed target reinforces our confidence, sharpens our focus, and strengthens our belief in our ability to shape our own future. The practice of breaking down ambitions into daily achievable steps transforms ordinary days into purposeful ones and ordinary effort into extraordinary progress. In this way, the consistent pursuit of clear, manageable goals becomes a powerful formula for improving ourselves every day. Discipline and consistency are the twin pillars upon which every meaningful journey of self-improvement rests. It is easy to feel motivated in moments of excitement when the world seems full of possibility, but true growth is not forged in fleeting bursts of enthusiasm. It is forged in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when motivation is low, and yet we choose to act anyway. Discipline is the inner strength that compels us to do what must be done, even when it is uncomfortable or inconvenient. It is the unwavering commitment to take action regardless of how we feel in the moment. Consistency, on the other hand, is the rhythm that transforms effort into results. One act of discipline may bring momentary satisfaction, but repeated daily, it builds habits that define the trajectory of our lives. Consider the power of small, regular actions. A single page of reading each day may seem insignificant, yet over a year it becomes hundreds of pages of knowledge acquired. A few minutes of reflection daily sharpens our insight and awareness over time. These small, consistent acts accumulate, and through them, we create a foundation for long-term success. The challenge lies in recognizing that discipline is often tested when life grows difficult. Obstacles arise, distractions tempt us, and motivation wanes. Yet it is precisely in these moments that discipline and consistency become most vital. Choosing to act, to maintain a routine, to persevere despite fatigue or doubt is what separates those who merely dream from those who achieve. Consistency does not demand perfection, it demands persistence. It is the willingness to return to the path each day, regardless of yesterday's failures or today's challenges. Daily habits, once established, become the invisible architecture of our future. Each choice we make, each action we repeat, shapes who we are and who we will become. Discipline ensures that these choices align with our goals rather than our impulses. Consistency ensures that these choices are not one-time efforts, but enduring practices that transform character. Together, they create momentum, a force that carries us forward even when circumstances are difficult. Moreover, discipline and consistency cultivate resilience and confidence. As we adhere to our daily practices, we learn that we are capable of more than we imagine. Each day we honor our commitment. We strengthen not only our skills, but our belief in ourselves. This inner confidence fuels further growth, creating a cycle in which discipline reinforces consistency, and consistency reinforces discipline. Ultimately, discipline and consistency are not restrictions, they are freedoms. They liberate us from the chaos of indecision, from the sway of fleeting desires, and from the limits of untapped potential. By embracing these principles, we ensure that each day contributes to our improvement, that our efforts compound over time, and that we steadily move toward the life we envision. In the quiet, disciplined choices of today lies the extraordinary promise of tomorrow. Challenges and failures are not signs of weakness, they are essential companions on the journey of personal growth. Every obstacle we face carries within it a lesson, an opportunity to discover strengths we did not know we possessed, and to develop resilience that can carry us through the trials of life. Too often we fear difficulty, seeking comfort and ease, yet it is precisely in moments of struggle that our character is tested and refined. Life does not promise a path free of hardship, but it does offer the chance to transform each challenge into a stepping stone toward a better, stronger self. When we encounter failure, it is easy to feel defeated, to see it as a reflection of our inadequacy. But failure, in truth, is not the opposite of success. It is a part of it. Every setback reveals a truth we may have overlooked, a weakness that can be strengthened, or a strategy that can be refined. Those who achieve greatness do not avoid failure. They embrace it, study it, and allow it to teach them. In this way, failure becomes a guide rather than a judgment, a mentor rather than a punishment. The path of improvement is paved not with unbroken victories, but with lessons learned from mistakes and missteps. Embracing challenges requires courage, for it demands that we step beyond the familiar, beyond the safe boundaries of our comfort zones. Growth does not happen in stagnation. It happens when we stretch, when we push ourselves to face what we once thought insurmountable. Each challenge, no matter how daunting, is an opportunity to expand our capacity for patience, perseverance, and creativity. It forces us to think differently, to adapt, and to develop skills that remain dormant in times of ease. By seeing obstacles as teachers rather than barriers, we shift our perspective from fear to possibility. Learning from failure is a deliberate act. It requires reflection, honesty, and humility. We must ask ourselves not only what went wrong, but why it went wrong, and how we can act differently in the future. This process of analysis transforms mistakes into knowledge and knowledge into wisdom. The more we confront our failures and extract their lessons, the more prepared we become for the challenges that lie ahead. What once might have seemed like defeat now becomes a necessary chapter in our story of growth. Ultimately, the embrace of challenges and the lessons of failure instill resilience. They remind us that life is not about avoiding hardship, but about rising each time we fall, learning each time we stumble, and advancing despite uncertainty. They teach patience with ourselves, compassion for others, and determination to keep moving forward. Every challenge faced, every failure endured and understood brings us closer to mastery not just of skills, but of our own character. In this light, obstacles are not hindrances but gifts, failures not endings but beginnings, and every difficult experience becomes a stepping stone on the path to a stronger, wiser, and more courageous self. The people and environments we surround ourselves with shape us far more than we often realize. Every conversation, every interaction, every atmosphere we inhabit leaves an imprint on our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions. To improve ourselves each day, it is essential to consciously choose positivity. Positivity in the form of relationships, in the form of surroundings, and in the form of influences we allow into our lives. Just as a garden flourishes when nurtured by sunlight and water, our minds and spirits flourish when nourished by uplifting and inspiring forces. Seek out mentors, individuals who embody the qualities you wish to develop, who have walked paths you aspire to follow, and who can provide guidance when your own vision falters. A mentor's wisdom is not just in the advice they give, but in the example they set through their actions, their integrity, and their resilience. Learning from those who have faced challenges and succeeded provides us with shortcuts to growth, insights that might otherwise take years to acquire. Mentorship illuminates possibilities, reinforces confidence, and reminds us that the journey of improvement is not one we take alone. Equally important are the friends and companions we choose. Surround yourself with those who inspire you to rise, who encourage your efforts, and who celebrate your successes with genuine joy. Positive friendships act as a mirror, reflecting the best parts of ourselves and reminding us of our potential when we might forget it. These companions challenge us gently, motivate us when we feel weary, and hold us accountable to the promises we make to ourselves. They are not merely social connections, they are the architects of our habits, the sounding boards for our ideas, and the stabilizers of our spirit. Our environment, the spaces we inhabit daily, also holds tremendous influence over our growth. A cluttered, chaotic, or negative environment can drain energy and focus, while a well-organized, calm, and inspiring space fosters clarity, creativity, and purpose. Surround yourself with reminders of your goals, with symbols of progress and achievement, and with beauty that uplifts the mind. The places we spend the most time in shape the lens through which we view the world. And a positive environment acts as a foundation for consistent improvement. At the same time, we must be mindful to distance ourselves from influences that drain our energy or diminish our spirit. Negativity, cynicism, and constant criticism are contagious. They can slowly erode motivation, confidence, and clarity of purpose. Avoid those who foster doubt, discourage growth, or seek to diminish your ambition. Protect your mind and heart as you would a precious garden, knowing that what you allow in determines what grows within. By intentionally surrounding ourselves with positivity, we create an ecosystem for growth. Mentors guide us, friends support us, and environments inspire us. Together, these influences reinforce the habits, mindset, and resilience necessary for daily improvement. Growth is not a solitary pursuit. It is cultivated in connection, nurtured by encouragement, and sustained by an atmosphere that elevates rather than diminishes. When we choose our influences wisely, we ensure that every day becomes fertile ground for progress, and every step forward is supported by the strength of those who lift us higher.